Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to Big Brother, where we have reached day 9 of Celebrity Big Brother UK. Why do you laugh every intro?
It's hardly the summit of Everest, is it? We've
Nine.
reached day 9.
We've done 9 podcasts in a row. That's quite summit, some might say.
Quite summit, as Ella would say. Not bothered. What?
I mentioned Ella already, have we?
Well, actually, the tide has turned for Ella in my head.
That's it.
Yeah.
It keeps going in and out, the tide. As the tide does.
As Chris did in the Love Island house, apparently.
Yeah, we have to see that footage, won't we?
No.
Inspect that.
Do you remember when in Big Brother, Jade gave, what's his name?
PJ.
A blowjob. Gave PJ a BJ.
Yeah, that's the only reason I remember his name, is because his name was PJ.
And all you heard was like... under the... Oh, I don't want to think about it.
Could you
May
not?
she rest in peace.
PJ.
No,
Jade.
Jade.
I am Ben, and I am co-host of this podcast.
Co-host?
I'm going to change it every episode. That's going to be the thing this year. Maybe. I don't know.
For Big Brother?
Possibly.
On the traitors, you're either
Want
faithful
another one?
or traitor. Not another one.
Do you want another one? A host?
I'd love Davina to come on the show. If you listen to this, Davina, which I
She
don't think you do. You don't have to tell me. Please let us know if you want to come on the show, because we'd love it. Brian Dowling, I'll take it.
We don't have guests on the podcast, actually. So
They could come sit here at the pointy bit of the table. They'd enjoy it. Like being poked. What are we doing? Hello, I'm Alex. I'm also a co-host of the show. And if you'd like to get in touch, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok and Threads at Faithful2Podcast, on Blue Sky at Faithful2Podcast.bluesky.social. You can find us on YouTube by searching Faithful2Podcast or Faithful2 Big Brother Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell and comment underneath the video if you are watching us. You can also watch us on Spotify and comment on there too, or listen to us on Apple Podcasts or any of your favourite podcast apps. Don't forget, if you like listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review, as many of you have. Thank you ever so much for doing so, and also comment on why you like listening to the podcast. And if you want to help with the podcast, don't forget you can share us with your friends, share us on social media, or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, where you can buy us a nomination, which will be a contribution toward the show. Thank you very much, and good night.
yes, you can comment. We've had comments. I'm going to read some random comments out from our TikTok, everyone. Okay.
Oh, okay. Go
So about Trisha getting booed, someone says, I don't understand why they were booing her. It was vile.
It was weird that when the crowd were booing Trisha.
Someone commented saying, I went to the CBB eviction once. The crowd were vile and they were all drunk.
Yeah, but again, which...
Was that Channel 5?
I was going to say, which year was this? Because you can tell the crowd were... Channel 4, it was still quite an exciting show. So they were young and excited and people were like loud and a bit over the top.
Emma Willis was there.
What, in Channel 4?
Channel 5.
Well, the Channel 5 series was mean and horrible. And so, yeah, I could imagine that to be true. But the ITV, the crowd feels much more muted, apart from their booing.
It's because they're dazzled by Will and AJ. They wear sparkly suits and it dazzles the crowd into silence.
That could be true.
I think it is true. Okay. Someone's commented about the Chris, Jojo, Ella situation, saying the way Chris acts with Jojo is exactly the same way he used to act with Kem on Love Island, but because Jojo is a she, people are trying to twist it to what it isn't. So Kem is another guy from Love Island. He has curly hair, doesn't he, I think? They were like a bromance, I guess. Okay. I'm just assuming this from one comment. So people are saying it's just because Jojo's a girl. They're saying, it's a love interest, love interest.
Yeah. I do.
Although the weird camera angles were back again today with the editors.
What, they're showing the hands on her back,
close up, and
him doing that to Jojo. Oh,
I'm not Jojo. I'm Jack. Don't
know where this finger's been.
No. Someone has commented about Ella saying she broke up with Dan a week before the show because she wanted a showmance, and Chris doesn't even want her. Laughing face.
Yes, these are all good topics that we'll be talking about on the show.
Ella is the most basic, so uninterested in her. Someone else has said. So.
Oh, I mean it feels unfair. She's yeah.
So there you go. There's just some comments. You can see all
she's
the
a bit
rest.
Tesco value, let's just say.
The thing is with Ella, and they were having a chat between, who was it? Danny, Jojo, Angelica, and Ella.
Yes.
Where they were talking, and Jojo made a joke like, are you coming out? Because Ella said, I can't wait to go out, blah, blah, blah. And it was a joke. And then the fun conversation turned a bit serious when Jojo was like, I came out yesterday. And Ella was like, what, did you? And then it was like a deep, meaningful conversation. Yeah. And I just saw Ella cannot do, she's like, has a certain level of conversation she can do. And like Jojo, who's roughly the same age, a bit younger maybe, was going on quite a deep level, and Danny was really connecting, and Angelica was saying how it's great how you can do this and do that, and you know, you don't have to pick who you are, and it was a really deep level, and Ella was just not there. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's something like she's not very deep. I don't know another word to describe it.
But she's never had to be deep, I imagine, outside of the house.
And I think that's why when she went in, she initially thought me and Chris is going to pair up because we're the two in here together. But actually, which we've seen on Chris, he is quite a deep thinker as well, which I don't think Ella expected. Well, so Ella's kind of just there, and there's no one on the same level that she can connect with.
Also, Ella again nailing her flag to the mast, saying that she had said in previous episodes she thought her and Chris would connect better. Then she's gone back on herself and said, like, oh, I don't like Chris anyway, I'm not bothered. And then on tonight's episode, she said that she's really great friends with Olivia Atwood, and Olivia Atwood said he's a horrible person, and and it's really beginning to show. And it's like, well, if you knew this about Chris when you came into the house, why did you make it your one and only sole mission to come in and start a friendship with Chris? The thing she said was, I thought Chris and I would get on really well. But then if you're, part of the sisterhood, then surely you should support your friend Olivia, who told you and has told millions of other people on her podcast that she said that Chris isn't as what he seems, isn't a nice guy. So like Ella yet again showing that she's like, all Ella's thinking about is Ella. And all Ella wanted to do was get the publicity and the attention from the newspapers, let's be honest, from the newspapers, the red tops, about her having a relationship with Chris in the Big Brother house. Didn't work out, and now she's just going rogue, but going rogue in the most awful way, because she's showing that it was always her plan all along. And this is why I get really frustrated when people single out JoJo, sometimes, but in particularly Chris, for game playing in the house, when Ella is so blatantly had that plan, but it didn't pieces didn't fall right for her.
Didn't go well.
So yes, I agree. Ella's a bit basic, to lack of a better term.
I think that's what the problem is, that there's not actually anyone in there which does connect with her, because like Donna came over a bit later, and like they had a bit of a chat, and Donna's a bit funny and silly. But there isn't anyone who's funny and silly apart from JoJo, but she's connected with Chris, and she has a more deeper thought process, where Ella just seems to be a bit like flatline. Well, there's no one else. Like Patsy's a bit...
Well, Patsy's
off in the wild, in the bushes.
To quote Joe in the diary room, Patsy's sad. Patsy's sad. So whenever she comes into a room, she just makes it feel sad. And it's like, there's something in Patsy, is there?
There is something in Patsy that's a bit sad. I think that's the word I've been searching for this whole time.
Something's missing in her life.
There's something that's just a bit not quite there. Not quite Patsy.
Spotted there. Yeah,
I agree.
Poor Patsy.
And Angelica and Danny seem to have made a bond. Daly and the older ones, like Chesney and Trisha, but like there's no one there for Ella. And I feel like it could have been Jack, but I don't think she's interested in Jack because he's not pretty enough. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I mean, Jack's singled himself out as well. Jack's that guy, and I hate people like this. When he said it in the diary room, I thought, oh, Jack, I couldn't get on with you then. When he said, like, I want people to not know if I'm joking or not. And it's like, and the funny thing is
that to me is, I'm going to say something horrible and bitchy.
Yeah.
But if you take it seriously, I'll be like, well, I'm joking. And it's like, well, you're not joking. That's how you actually feel, but you're disguising it as a joke. And I know you're an asshole.
Exactly.
That's what I got.
You're being mean for mean's sake. And it was weird that they cut immediately to him having a conversation with Donna and Chris about having been in a car accident, and like, my heart will go on with playing with Celine Dion, and he was teetering over a bridge. And I think he was taking the piss with that conversation. I don't think that was real. And then Donna came along and then started saying about an actual real situation where she almost died in a car crash. And it completely made Jack look that big, like smaller than he already is. You know what I mean?
I think,
it's like,
what was he saying that his character in Corrie was in that as a storyline, do you think? A crash on a motorway. Oh, what do you think?
He was pretending it was him who was in that accident, but maybe. It was actually a storyline in Coronation Street.
I'm assuming that must be what his joke was. But it fell flat because Donna said, oh yeah, I was in it.
Yeah, exactly. It fell flat.
And then she said, oh, I was singing. And he's like, oh, that was playing on mine too.
Yeah. Ha ha.
So he could have had a very different career, Jack.
Well, he could have been either Harry Potter, you're a wizard, Harry, or Billy Elliot. I can imagine Jack running around in a leotard.
I can imagine him as Harry Potter. but it wasn't to be.
No,
and he
I
was in
couldn't.
Corrie
I could see
instead.
I could see him as being like, who's the horrible one with the bleached
J.K.
hair?
Rowling.
Well, yes, she created it. But what's the Malfoy?
Malfoy.
I
No,
can imagine him
because
being
he's not
Malfoy.
blonde.
He bleached it, right?
No. No, he looks
But
like
talking
Malfoy.
of Jack, since we're on the topic of Jack, he also decided to take offence to Trisha not hugging him when she left for her exit from the house. Her, it's not eviction. Is it eviction?
Yes.
Thank you. I get getting that wrong. So when she left the house, she made a beeline to everyone to say goodbye to them, apart from Jack. Do you think that was on purpose?
I don't know if it
think
could
it
be
was.
because Big Brother kept going. You must leave. Leave now. Leave immediately.
That's
and
true.
She wasn't getting out. But
Yeah.
I don't know if was he correct that he was the only one that wasn't hugged. I'm not sure. I need to go back and
Well,
rewatch it.
no one corrected him.
No.
So he must have been, because someone else might have said, "Oh no, she didn't say goodbye to me either." But I'm sure Trisha. I don't think Trisha meant any malice behind it.
No, she's never said anything about Jack, has she? I
No,
can't remember.
she's always been a bit neutral with Jack, but then maybe again there's something, but then nothing was said. Ben's having a drink, everyone. He doesn't want anyone to see.
My mouth is really dry.
What do you got? Mukbang? Is that what it's called when people eat on?
That's eating, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do some banging on the muck?
No.
No.
We had that earlier with Chris and Jack, didn't we?
Oh yeah, when they're eating their Chinese.
I'm always relating it back to the show me.
Poor old Chris had to. All right, Chloe. Always on the show me. Jack and Trisha didn't really interact at all in the house. So perhaps it might have just been a case that Trisha didn't know he was there. You know what I mean? It's like there was never really any...
I mean, it must feel on his, trying to look at his side of it, it must feel a bit like,
Oh, it must feel awful.
must have been on purpose.
That
He also said the whole time he doesn't like hugs. So maybe she did it on purpose,
Yeah.
knowing that he doesn't like hugs.
But she did. I don't think she even said goodbye to him. Shook him by the hand. Gave him a knowing nod. You know what I mean? Air kissed. She didn't do any of that.
She kept using a term in this episode, which is a weird term, which a lot of people who go into the celebrity world, like as newbies, like take a while to understand.
Is that sex clubs?
No, well, probably maybe linked.
The underground, yeah.
When her and Chesney were having their little talk, she said, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Oh no, I love you, Trish." She was like, "Yeah, telly love."
Oh yes.
She kept saying telly love,
Telly love.
and that is a thing because lots of people who like suddenly become famous don't realize, like all the time when you meet celebrities and people, they go, "Oh yeah, we'll meet up, we'll do this job together, we'll go out here." It doesn't. It's
Never
not
happens.
real. And it's a thing. Who was it that was talking about it? It may be in Alan Carr's autobiography, maybe. But I think he was talking about it. And it's like, you meet people, like Trisha and Chesney meet at a place and they'll say, "Oh yeah, we'll meet up
Well, we have to
next week and
talk soon.
we'll have to do this." It's not real. And that's what telly love, that's what she's doing. So maybe that's what she was doing with Jack. Maybe it was like
I think that's just work love, though. That's just working in any
maybe it's a
environment.
different level on
In television.
in television. It's,
We'll see it
yeah.
at the sex club.
Yeah, sex club, fine.
Yeah.
But we're not going for coffee.
But we're not going for coffee and we're not having a script meeting.
So maybe that's what a bit like Jack doesn't know the telly world.
The etiquette.
Really, he's only in soap world. So
You know, to be fair, he has been in one show for the whole of his life. Not
Harry Potter.
Not Harry Potter.
he's
Imagine
done
what his
alright.
career might have been if he'd gone and done Harry Potter. Would he have been naked on a stage doing a theatre production
Of a
straight
horse?
afterwards? Yes.
Possibly.
Who would have thought? Would he have been on a TV show where there's a woman who thinks their baby is real, but it's just a doll?
That's not. Oh, that's Ron.
Oh
isn't
no,
it?
he was also
Would
in Harry
he have
Potter.
been in one of the Disney remakes? as
Yes.
Cinderella.
Would he have been Beauty?
Was it Beauty? I can't remember who she
Yeah.
played. Belle. That was it.
Belle, yeah.
Who knows? We'll
Do
never
you know
know.
Beauty and the Beast is called Belle et le Beast because beauty in French. Sorry, in French, in France, because beauty means Belle.
Oh, does it? Is that what
Yeah.
her name is?
That's
Beauty?
why her name is Belle. Yeah. Notice we have not much to talk about in this episode. And we're now going into.
Do you remember a
like,
few
Fleets
episodes
of
ago on
Fancy.
Celebrity Big Brother when they said what was a cartoon that you fancy? I'm surprised no one said Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Not when he transforms though. When he's got
No,
that
when
really
he's a
weird
beast.
face, he's like what? Like,
When he's the
whoa.
Beast.
Maybe not. If I was Belle at that point, I'd be like, oh, I made a
Turn
mistake
back.
here. Yeah, to turn back to the Beast. He's hot as the Beast, but not so much as the
Gaston
Beauty.
was the one.
No, Gaston was ugly. No. I'll tell you who was
Right.
the no, actually I don't want to go down this road. I'm not talking about cartoon characters that I fancy.
Jafar in the live action was better looking than Aladdin. So that was all very confusing.
That's
for
true, he
everyone.
was hot, but that wasn't a cartoon.
No.
Aladdin was hot, the
In
cartoon.
the cartoon.
Aladdin, yeah.
Exactly. So it's all very...
Wah, wah, wah.
Anyway,
Yes.
what else? They had their secret prize task prizes that Mickey Rourke bought them on episode 1, on day
Yes.
0.
Yes.
So they had to use them because the producers were basically like, well, Trisha's going, so
Yeah, we need to use them up soon.
better use them all up. So
Also,
she had a butler.
They had nothing. They literally had nothing to do.
No, because it was an eviction day.
Normally on eviction day, it's Saturday the next day, so they don't have to air it.
Mm.
So normally they just have a day of nothing. But obviously, it being a day where they have to air something, so they kind of spoon-fed ideas to the group for them to do things.
And
Yes,
one
the
of them
butler.
felt really flat. The Danny and Angelica spa
that was
day.
boring, wasn't it? It's like, oh, cucumbers.
Like they had to show it, and it's like that. There was clearly no footage to show, but they had to show something, so they just showed that bit. And Angelica just sat there, just
I know neither of them wanted to be there.
she didn't talk, she didn't say anything.
They didn't even do anything. They just put a mask on and ate cucumbers.
It was a really rubbish prize because when Danny said yes, use it. He said, "Oh, I can have a massage. I can get my hair cut." And no, he just put on a
Face mask.
face mask and boots. And there was cucumbers there that he ate by accident, which was meant to be for their eyes, but
They
he
may
thought
as
it
well
was
have
a
brought
snack.
Donna's bloody face mask in.
Yeah,
'cause that
that's
would have
better,
been
the OCD one.
Yeah.
So yeah, Angelica didn't really seem to be enjoying that very much.
They had a drink. That was it.
Trisha had her butler for the day, which she chose Chesney in the end because he's been brought up with butlers, so he knows how to do it.
Yes, he also his dad had the piano that was it John Lennon's, and then Ringo
One of
Starr
them.
bought John Lennon's house. John Lennon kept.
No, was it his house? I thought it was,
It was
the
something
studio.
weird.
It was the recording studio.
You know, the weird thing is that Ringo Starr. This is how like rich and famous the Beatles were, or still are, I suppose.
Telly Love.
John Lennon left a piano in the studio house, whatever. Ringo Starr. Obviously, he was the drummer, so maybe I don't
have no
know.
idea
But
who you're talking
I don't
about.
think he could play the piano. But he might have been able to. He might have been like a master musician. Or magician? Wow. Musician. So it's my feet squeaking.
Oh, I thought it was something in the basement.
No. Yeah,
like
it's that man we kept
scratching.
down there.
Something scratching in the basement.
It's Mickey downstairs. We keep him in the basement.
He wants to sue ITV, by the way.
Does he?
Because when he was leaving to the airport, reporters, when they go and say, "How are you, Mickey? How is blah blah? How's what did you make of Jojo?" And he went, "Who's she?"
Yeah, I saw that.
And they were like, "How did you find this?" He said, "No comment." And everyone's like, "Why is he saying no comment?" But he's announced now that he's suing them
Why?
because he's lost his fee
Well, that was him.
and he's had to have a £50,000 hotel bill because of it or something.
Oh, what? ITV refused to pay for his hotel?
I'm not sure. I don't know why it's £50,000,
sake.
but so there
Well,
you
maybe
go.
you should have done that independent movie, Mickey, and then you wouldn't have been in this mess. Heaven's sake. But yes,
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
no, it's just basically talking about the piano that Ringo Starr's so famous that he can throw out a piano that John Lennon played on, and then Chesney Hawkes, his dad, stole.
And then Chesney became Chesney Hawk.
And then Chesney was the one and only Chesney Hawkes, who's now a butler wearing just a vest in the Big Brother house. How fame changes. What a fickle world they live in.
And then Chris had his takeaway, which he could share.
I'll tell you what. I know I don't eat meat, but flipping egg. That's some of that order.
Chinese takeaway is the best.
Spot on order.
And obviously everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to pick Jojo." Boring, but he didn't.
No.
He said, "I'm going to do it with Jack because Jack might be evicted, so it's his last day."
Lads.
Lads' night out, and
Lads
it was
afternoon in.
it was really weird how like Chris was like went out and he's like, "Well, I didn't go with my heart, I went with my head, so I've chosen you." And it's like, didn't need to say that to Jack, really. You could have just said, "I chose you because I wanted to have it with you." And then Jojo came and he's like, the way he had to break the news to her was a bit dramatic.
Jojo didn't care.
No, he was the one being overly dramatic.
He felt more guilty than that.
It's like when your missus is at home and you have to go to the football with your mates and you don't bring your missus with you, and she was like, "Well, I'm not your girlfriend."
missus.
One, but it's like he made that into a bigger deal than it needed to be. I feel it's like, just say I chose Jack. You don't, just because you're friends with you don't have to choose her for every task. I'm starting to be on the Daily and Danny and Ella team. I think he's thinking of his camera time.
Well, Chris.
And he's thinking, "Oh, it needs to be Jojo because of my storyline."
I want to give Chris the benefit of the doubt that I think that he felt guilty for not having chose Jojo, but then he's not, it's not contractually obliged that he has to do everything with Jojo, and that's what Jojo said. And Jojo even jokingly said, "It's like, good, it means I get 2 hours away from you." Jojo was fine with it.
Yeah, Chris was making it really dramatic, but
Yeah. So his guilt, I get where his guilt was coming from, because I'd probably feel the same way. Because again, we talked about the bond they've made.
But surely both of them have noticed all the side-eye glances from everyone.
Well,
like, surely
from
this
Daily Angelica, this episode, they were like,
yeah. Surely, like, this is the perfect time just to be like, okay, actually, I'm gonna choose someone else and not make a big deal of it, and then it will prove everyone wrong. But he didn't. He made a big deal of it. So
no,
all a bit
I
weird.
did think it was weird. And to be fair, Jack then ended up eating, 2 pancakes?
Yeah, I know.
Jack really made an issue of it, didn't he? Like, really, and to be fair to Daly was like, no.
You better not. Yeah,
You
eat
better
it all.
not. You've been given a treat here. Flipping appreciate it. So yeah, fair play. Like, don't just sit there being like Jack's like nibbling like Homer Simpson. Like,
He had like one duck pancake. That was it.
Yeah.
And Chris had ordered 11 dishes.
his plate was piled high. Talking of Everest, it was like as tall as.
Oh wow.
I mean,
That's what
good for
happens with
him.
Chinese takeaway. You have
You
to,
do.
but then you do feel sick straight away, like he did, and fell on the floor.
But then you need to show some kind of restraint. Keep it in the fridge, and like all takeaway food, it's a unwritten rule. Warm it up the next day, and it tastes even better.
Yeah, maybe he was wrong for choosing Jack because Jack didn't eat any of it.
Yeah, Jack was
So that
unappreciative. Should have gone with Jojo.
or someone. No, someone else.
Well, no, it was
Why
only-
not Patsy?
The choice was only Jojo, because Patsy's very sad.
She wouldn't like Chinese, would she? She's too LA for it.
Oh yeah, no, there'd be too
I
much
would have
artificial
chosen-
stuff to LA.
Yeah, too LA for it.
Yeah.
I would have chosen Danny or Donna, or maybe Daly, because
Would
I don't
you?
know his views out on the inside of the
I
house.
know, this is the thing. I would want to have a conversation with Daly, and I wish that something would happen where they could open. They've not done a task yet where they've asked their opinions on the outside world. They did it slightly with Michael when they asked him to do a political speech, but they've not done it where they've actually done, because by now they would have done a. Here's a topic in the news. You have to rate yourself from 10 to
Who's
1.
this about or whatever? Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. And so they had to say. And so I wish they would do something like that, because I want them to.
They might in a few days once it starts getting
Daily-
too friendly.
Daly is hiding in plain sight. You can. It's like he knows.
Talk about game player.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows. He
you know-
knows not to say anything. Just sit around and be casual.
I mean, I don't. From what I have seen of him on the outside world, I don't agree with a lot of what he believes in. However,
He might not
that
be
doesn't
as
mean-
obsessed with it as like.
that's my point.
Like J.K. Rowling, literally 100% of her topic is one topic that she
because
talks
she's got
about.
nothing else to do. She literally wakes up and goes,
And like Sharon Davies is the same. Like her whole,
Sharon, yeah.
and all the things just one thing. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he's just done it. I don't know. I've not bothered looking into him. So maybe he's only talked about it once or twice. I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
maybe it's not really at the top of his list.
Yeah.
Either
But
way, I don't agree
It
with
probably
it.
isn't the top of his list, to be fair. Well, it's proven, because otherwise he would have been a lot more. This is the weird thing. He's actually fine around like Jojo and Danny, and it's like.
Well, normally
I don't
this
know
is
if
the.
Jojo's spoken to him about this non-binary.
Well, he's probably never met anyone before who's a drag queen like Danny or non-binary or lesbian. So he's actually met them, found out they're normal, perfectly
Yeah.
nice people, and he's probably maybe thinking,
And that's what I mean. And
Maybe
I'd
I've
like to
changed
see.
my mind,
I'd like
so.
to see if because Daly actually genuinely, from what we've seen in the edit, Daly genuinely seems like a nice guy. Actually,
and everyone who's been evicted likes him. Mickey likes him, Trisha liked him, and Michael. So
I mean,
Not that
2
they're
out of
the best.
3. I was going to say 2 out of 3 aren't exactly the best judge.
yeah,
of
well, Trisha's
character.
support video on Late in Live. You know, Patsy had Sonia from EastEnders saying vote Patsy. Trisha had Piers Morgan saying you're great, you've been on my show loads, and I was like, there's that question mark I had about Trisha there.
As I say about all things,
Telly
there's
love.
some things that Piers Morgan has said, and I do agree with him on. Not all,
No.
but there's been others when he have, and it's like not everything is black and white. There's plenty
You know, if
of
you were
grey in
on
the
Late
middle.
and Live, would you rather have Natalie Cassidy there saying
Oh,
vote
of course,
Alex
Nat Cass.
or Piers Morgan?
Just doing this now.
Exactly.
I'd 100% have Natalie Cassidy. If you had someone to come and like champion you, obviously it can't be me on Late and Live. Showbiz love. So it has to be
Telly
someone
love.
showbiz. Telly love.
I don't know anyone in Telly
No,
Love.
but in a fantasy world, if like someone just,
I don't know.
if someone out of the blue just said like Joanna Lumley, for instance, kind of, so if it's for Danny, if Joanna Lumley said, "I support you, Danny," who would you like want to see there?
I don't know.
Where's Streeting?
Where's no? Was this transphobe hour on this
Yes, it is.
episode? Is it
Fucking Where's Streeting?
all the bad news this week? I don't know. Someone fun and gay. Michelle Visage. Something like
Yeah, that's what I mean.
that. Yeah.
That'd be fun and gay. I'd want Tia Coffee. I'd love Tia Coffee to do a support video for me.
Okay.
Trippin Star. I love him so much.
Right.
What
else? I don't know if there's anything else. Where are we?
What have we done? So Ella's missing her friends and family. She's feeling a bit isolated.
We were talking about that. That was ages ago.
Did we? Oh, okay. Well, I don't think there's much to talk about. That's what I mean. It was a bit of a... Oh, Jack booed when Trisha left the house. There you go. That upset.
He was
that
redoing the booing,
feathers.
wasn't he?
Yeah, but everyone was discussing how unfair and like what we said, it was a bit mean to boo Trisha. Why are people booing Trisha? Daily said, no, she got plenty of cheers there. And everyone felt a bit more comforted knowing that. And then Jack started going, it's funny how no one really paid Jack much attention. Also, when he was like telling everyone, like, she didn't hug me. And everyone was a bit like, yeah, okay. And kind of walked off and did their own thing. And so then Jack started walking around the house going, boo, boo. And Patsy looked up and said, oh, he's being annoying again. Oh, and also Jack, let's talk about Jack Hour. Jack also apparently smells musty, according to Donna.
Wow. That was her first reason for his nomination in week 1. And like, I have to say, he does seem to spray a lot on him. Like all of his hair, his face, his arms, everywhere it was being sprayed. It was
what smell is he covering? That's the question.
It's like a year 7 who finds links for the first time. That's what he smells like. I can guarantee that's what he smells like.
It's a rite of passage, isn't it? That when the moment you turn teenager, you get like given a Lynx gift set and you have to use it. It's so funny, Lynx.
It's weird. Gross.
I remember I bought Lynx as an adult and you judged me for about 3 weeks. It's all they had in the shop.
Did you ever buy it again?
No, yes, but that's not something you should be proud of, that you bullied me into never buying Lynx again.
It's gross.
And I had to buy it because there was literally nothing else in the shop. And you were like, oh.
You don't ever have to buy it.
What? So I wear nothing?
Yes.
But then I might odorize the house. I might smell like Jack in the diary room.
Right. Just a second.
Go talk shite. There you go. Well done
to the end.
Anyway, we've got nominations next episode, so we'll have plenty to talk about because
Jack's up.
I believe he might be.
Patsy's up.
And I very much expect there to be a few more good reasons
Chris.
this time around.
It's going to be Jack, Patsy and Chris.
Not Jojo.
No.
They have already talked to Jojo and Chris about their late night conversations, and they did apologise for doing it. But then they had another late night conversation at the end of this episode, But I didn't really understand it. It was just them kind of congratulating each other for having a good day.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was very odd.
It's a bit weird.
So not much to talk about. But anyway, if you have lots to talk about, then please do get in touch with us. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok and Threads. More bullying. At Faithful2 Podcast, Blue Sky at faithful2podcast.bsky.social. You can DM us or comment on our post on there. You can find us on YouTube by searching Faithful2 Podcast or Faithful2 Big Brother Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and comment underneath the video on there as well to let us know your thoughts on the show. Who do you think is going to be nominated on tomorrow night's episode?
I just said Jack, Patsy, and
I'm
Chris.
asking them, not you.
Okay.
It's not about you, Ben. Step down.
Although it might be doubles, it might be 4. So I have to find another one. Who else? Chesney.
Okay. You can watch or comment on our video and listen on Spotify. Again, don't forget to subscribe on there, or Apple Podcasts, or any of your favourite podcast apps. Subscribe and give us 5 stars if you enjoy listening to the podcast. If you like to share us with your friends, please do. You can also share us on social media, and you can help with the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, where for £5 you can help give us a nomination, and you can also comment, and those comments are guaranteed to be read out.
Lovely. So we'll see you tomorrow for our 3rd round of nominations. Will Patsy get her wish to go home?
Who knows?